Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the channel if you're new. I'm going to do a style of video today that I haven't done in quite some time. That's only because I've got a few things to talk about, both good and bad I guess. I guess we'll get the bad stuff out of the way first. One of the problems I've been having a lot lately is I've had issues with recording. Hasn't really majorly impacted the channel lately, but there's been multiple reasons for the problems and they are starting to add up. One of the problems being I'm just so burnt out on team style games because a lot of your teammates will not play. Some team games I refuse to play unless I'm playing it with friends, simply because at least you can fucking talk to them and they'll play properly. You play Battlefield, I just can't explain the amount of fucking medics that'll walk past you when you clearly need to be revived. And then you see some medics that don't run and revive at all. What the fuck are you good for? And then there's Overwatch, there's people that will refuse to play fucking certain characters for the team. They're all about themselves, they just want to make themselves look good, or they just want to play a specific character. It just generally shits you up the wall. Been getting into Rainbow on that again lately, because at least if your teammates fuck up you can do it yourself if you have to, and I might start making a little bit of content on that yet, but there's no guarantees for that. One of the other reasons I've been having a lot of issues recording is because I live in a really noisy area. Like, I do my best to try and make the background noise as quiet as I possibly can. With what I use, there's only so much I can do. I've upgraded countless times, which we'll get into a bit later, but a few things that we get a lot of people around the area that have a lot of noisy cars. I try to filter that sort of shit out because, you know, I try to keep my audio quality as clean as I can. And the neighbours have a dog that constantly fucking barks, whether it be daylight or dark. And you also get a lot of people in the area yelling and shit like that, just general unpleasant things to have in audio. So I try to record around about the evening time, but if I go into too late, which is usually where I start to play games because my sleeping pattern's up to shit, which is why I didn't end up putting this video out yesterday, because I was just way too fucking scattered and I just couldn't even string a proper sentence together. Like, I'm pretty tired now, I haven't actually been asleep, but I need to do this video and I need to get it up and out there because we have a game that we're planning on playing later, which is actually called Lawbreakers, and it actually looks like a lot of fun, so we're going to get into that later and probably make some content on it. And then after it I might reflect back on it and do a bit of a what do I think of it, but we're not going to get into that right now. It's just all these little things that stop me recording, because if I go too late, you know, I'm going to end up waking somebody up. So my living arrangements, I guess you could say, aren't the best at the moment, but I think it's come to that time now that I'm starting to work on that sort of thing. Like, I'm going to move into somewhere a lot quieter and have a much cleaner setup. At the moment my setup, I'm not even gonna lie, like, I've got the gear, but the setup itself is a fucking joke. The cable management is much like people that can take a joke in 2017. But anyway, we'll get out of that stuff and we'll go into what I've been doing with the channel up until this point, I guess you could say. If you've been here quite some time, you've probably seen a little bit of improvement. But when I started, I had no prior experience with any editing gear at all, and I had none of the gear that I have now. I started off as every basic YouTuber, I guess you could say, does. Some people are a lot more lucky and they have that sort of money to buy gear, but I started off with just your regular stuff. I was lucky enough to be able to afford Photoshop and Sony Vegas. Not that it mattered because I had no fucking clue how to use it. You know, you can have all the gear, but it's no good to you if you don't know how to use it. And then I found out about things like OBS, and I got a better Elgato and Audacity and all the nice things that help you make your channel, and I started brushing up on some editing skills, and while they're far from really good, it's definitely made a big difference. And I've been working like on my speaking and that, which I pay a lot. I don't know if you watch my channel or not, still Note the Noob, but I owe a lot of the way I talk now and how confident I am with speaking in videos to you, because originally I wouldn't speak in videos, I'd just put like writing on the screen. But let's face it, that's not as entertaining and you can't get as immersed in the video. But you probably don't even know it, but I do owe that to you. You did help a lot with that sort of thing, so thanks a lot for that, because it really did mean a lot. Even if you didn't mean to be helping in that way, it did. But yeah, so I've been brushing up on my editing skills, and definitely a lot with me speaking. Started streaming and that, so for the boys that used to watch me streams on YouTube, head on over to Twitch, hit me up with a follow. I'll leave the link in the description. It's just to make sure you don't miss any of the streams. I do all sorts of things, not just one type of game, which is much like my channel. But yeah, coming up on 200 subs soon, and I should be really excited for it, but I have no idea what the fuck to even do for it, so like, I'm not really that excited about it, honestly. Of course I'm happy to be there. Like, it's been a hell of a long time coming. Must be coming up close to 2.5, maybe a little more, 2.5 years that I've been going at this, and like, it'd be a gross understatement for me to say that I haven't reached anywhere near where I'd love to be, but I am working on it. Which is why you might have noticed a lot of my videos lately, I've turned monetizing off, and that's because when new people come to the channel, I don't want to give off the impression that I'm doing it all for the money. Like, sure, of course, fucking one day I'd like to see some return for all this besides just having people here and supporting me in that. Like, that's absolutely amazing. But for the amount of hours and stuff like that you put in, getting something else a little extra back is always a bonus and welcomed. And let's face it, who doesn't want to get paid to do something that they love? But for the time being, not to bring that sort of message across that I'm all for the money and that, and just I feel to build a better connection with the community that I'm trying to build on my channel, which is why I started doing streaming, because I feel while people are there, they're live, they can talk to me through the webcam and that, and I can talk back, I can answer questions. It feels like I'm building a connection with people more. So that's sort of what I'm trying to do. That's why I turned monetizing off lately, is because fuck the money. Like, you're not getting nothing at this stage in like your YouTubing anyway, so it's not worth having, honestly. All it does is turn people off. I'm trying to build like a connection with the community, so that's why I've done that. As I said earlier, I'm pretty burnt out on the whole team-based games, but I am pushing through it and dealing with it, making content where I can with the arrangements that I have. I might start doing, as I said, some content on Rainbow, but you know, no promises. It is a pretty hard game to make content for without going into running a road to like Diamond Series or something like that anyway. Another game I was going to give a go was actually Fortnite. If you just Google it and check it out, like, it looks pretty damn fun, honestly. Like, it's going to be free when it launches, or to my knowledge at least it's going to be free, which is cool because I'll give it a go then, no worries. But for the time being, I think now you pay I think it's like $61 for the Founders Pack or something like that anyway. And I don't know, looking at it, like, that's a lot of money for a game it's not quite there yet. That's the best you could explain it. It's not quite there yet. And I just think $61 for a game that's in that sort of stage when there's so many better titles that look more promising for lots cheaper. Like, even some full release games you can pick up cheaper than that. So I'm probably going to give that a miss, and that's a little bit devastating because it does look kind of fun, I've got to admit. However, we've got a beta for Lawbreakers, which actually looks kind of fun. I'm probably going to get crucified for this, but to me it looks kind of like Infinite Warfare, somehow mixed in with a little bit of Overwatch. Now, if you're old school, you remember the game Shadowrun. That's kind of what it reminds me of. But yeah, I downloaded that this morning, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep myself awake till later, or if I want to, because I'll probably sound like a zombie by then. But yeah, we're definitely going to hit that up, and I'll do some content on it. Yeah, as I said, I'll probably reflect back on that and give my thoughts on it, I guess you could say. But yeah, that's where the channel's at. And as I said, I wanted to make this video yesterday, but there was just no point when I was so scattered, and the video would have probably ended up making no sense. Like, this is probably still going to be a little bit scattered because I'm really tired. I haven't been to sleep yet in a good amount of time, but I feel that I can talk well enough that people can at least understand where I'm coming from, and I can get the message across of what problems I'm having with the channel, where I'm sort of trying to direct it, which is still a bit mysterified with the games. With the channel, I'm looking to grow, build a community, and just basically get connected with all the people that do follow me, and that to sort of make them want to keep coming back. I've been brushing up on doing my editing and getting better banner arts and all that sort of good stuff. One thing though that I have to talk about, because it's been a question I've been asked time and time again, and with PlayStation's next update supposedly making it so you can actually change your username, the age-old question that I get asked is, would I change my name? Now, I have to admit, after the whole Team Risk thing, like, we're not even going to go into that. After Team Risk fell apart, which is why Risk, I don't know, people just call me Risk now anyway, but the actual name's Instinct. The Risk thing was from Team Risk that I started up quite some time ago, back when we used to play a lot of team-based first-person shooters and shit like that, but that, we sort of went our separate ways, except for Delta, of course. You know, it's kind of hard to separate from fucking Delta, because whether I like it or not, I live with him. But yeah, I don't know, like, I've thought about it. I've thought about changing my name a couple times, but I've just got so, like, used to it now. Like, after doing it as long as I have, and writing it in as many times as I have, I guess it wouldn't feel right to open up a video and instead of call myself Instinct, to say something like, for example, potatoes. I don't know, like, seriously, I just can't see me being something else. Like, it's definitely crossed my mind and it's not set in stone yet, but I don't think I want to change my name. I don't know. At the end of the day, I guess it is up to me whether I want to change my name or not, but I don't know. Drop a comment in the comments section and be sure to let me know, do you think I should change my name? Like, at the perfect time now, we haven't grown too much that it'd seem weird to just change my name. But sure, drop a comment if you don't think I should, and if so, why? Because, you know, a lot of people think when I just ask people to comment in the comment section what they want to see, or if they liked something, that I'm doing it for the attention or to get the comments or anything like that up, or when I ask for likes and that. I'm not doing it just because I want to see likes and that. They're like, of course I want to get on and say that the video is done well and succeeded, but if you don't like what I'm making, then drop a dislike on it, honestly. If I keep making that content that you don't like, then fair enough, I understand if you leave. But drop a dislike on it, hell, even drop a comment and tell me why you didn't like it. Because at this stage where I'm still learning a lot. Like, I'm still trying to figure out a lot of things. And if people aren't actually telling me what I'm doing wrong, then I can't correct it. Like, I try to correct as much as I can by myself, but I really need the help of my supporters to do that as best as I can. Anyway, I'm pretty much going to leave the video here. I think I've got across all the points that I needed to. But if you're here, thanks for watching the video, and I shall see you in the next one. Later, guys.